VegasEh. Welcome to Canada in January 18th. There's Duck. And we are going snowshoeing. So it's been a while since you might have heard from me and my long-winded voice talk, but that's because I'm no longer in Las Vegas. And I have not been there for 10 long months. And the way the pandemic is going, it looks like I'm not going to be there for a long time yet. So it's very depressing, to be honest with you, because I miss Las Vegas a lot. But I grew up here in Muskoka, Ontario, Canada, so this is still home. It's just that I had spent a lifetime working towards being able to have a winter home in Las Vegas, and I seemed to buy it at a really good time over 2 years ago when the prices were getting higher, but nothing like they are today. So the old debate is up. Should I keep the condo? Should I sell it? What to do? What's your advice? I'll take your advice too. But for now, I'm trying to stay healthy and getting exercise by snowshoeing here on my property. And I just thought maybe you might want to come with me. So hopefully I can pause this for a second. And you're back. Yeah, I was pausing it because I was trying to put on my gloves and everything gets so shaky when I do that. So as you know, I am one-take Sandman, meaning I really don't have any technical skills to properly video like everybody else seems to be able to do, which is weird because I love tech. I embrace it. I just cannot seem to find any kind of software that I can figure out how to use to put together a good video where, I can stitch scenes together. And, I have learned on here on YouTube how to, put in my titles and, those other little aspects of it. But generally speaking, I need to learn. So I guess that's something I could have been doing the last 10 months. I don't know. Have you learned anything the last 10 months of this silly pandemic? But anyway, that'll be my goal. But thanks for putting up with me for now. I'm using my selfie stick. This is my third one. I can never seem to find a selfie stick that works for me. Maybe I have to get off my wallet, eh? Maybe that's the solution. You probably saw that little black dog go by. That's my dog. Probably the happiest dog on the planet to be able to live where we do and use the forest for going crazy. You can see my snowshoe trail. This is a trail that I blazed a while ago, and that's the lake over there still. And then over in here, it's just 100 acres of forest. And it's kind of a mixed property. The land I have here is, some of it's swampy in the summertime. Some of it is hilly and dry in the summer. The place was logged about 20 years ago, and the trees still aren't ready yet for logging again. So I can't really use it for lumber or anything like that. Not even good for maple syrup, because most of my trees are not sugar maple trees. They're other kinds like oak and aspen and that kind of thing. You see the fork in the road here? You can see footprints. Some of them are deer footprints. The deer will actually use my trails to use as little highways. But to be honest, some of my trails, when I blazed them, I was following the deer tracks. But let's get back to business here. So this YouTube channel is about Las Vegas, and here we are snowshoeing in the middle of winter in Canada. So some of you who might be new would be saying, how does this make any sense? So I'm what they call a snowbird. I am a Canadian. I'm not quite yet a total senior. I'm still fairly young, but I was lucky to be able to retire early from my business and jobs. And I bought a place in Southwest Las Vegas, which I love. I absolutely love it. To go from the countryside like this, where I grew up, to a city of over 2 million people is, this is kind of cool, eh? To a city of over 2 million people is very different. And I'm taking a picture. There we go. Nice. Yeah, but Vegas really made me feel comfortable. Funny enough, you would think that would not be the case, right? I mean, it's a city that's kind of famous for being sinful. I'm not even a gambler, but I do love Las Vegas. I love the lights. I love the just the fact that it's always changing. There's always something new, and I get bored easily. So for me, Las Vegas is the perfect destination, as well as in the wintertime. I had friends say, Sandy, why don't you go to Florida? You know, Florida's amazing. It's warmer. Sure it is, but it also has natural disasters, which Las Vegas really doesn't have a lot of. The occasional earthquake, which I've been there for, it's kind of cool, but it didn't even mix my drink. And but you can feel the vibration. But there's no fires, okay? There's no earthquake. Well, sorry, I just said earthquakes. There's no fires. There's no landslides. There's no hurricanes. There's no humidity. If you go to the right spots, there's not even a lot of crowds. I mean, Duck and I love to go to Red Rock Canyon and use the trails there. So much fun to do that. But anyway, that's kind of some of the reasons why I decided to go to Las Vegas. And believe it or not, the housing prices in Las Vegas are actually cheaper than they are here in Canada, even with the exchange rate of the dollar, if you can believe it. And so that was another reason why I chose it. I was able to get a really nice condo for a third of the price of what I'd have to pay in Canada. And I would have had to pay even more here in the area where I live, because all of this beautiful countryside is very expensive to live here. It's called cottage country. We're about 3 hours north of Toronto. You can see that dog running. 3 hours north of Toronto, and it's the second most expensive properties in Canada is Muskoka, because we have 1,500 freshwater lakes, lots of trees and granite rock outcroppings, and people just love that. So we get people from all over the world staying here for the summer, seasonal residents, tourists, cottagers, and we have a lot of Americans. So a lot of my American friends have properties here. Well, actually, they're not friends of mine up here, but I have American friends, but they don't have property here. Anyway, enough of that. Let's talk Vegas. So, talking about Vegas, I miss it a lot, as I was saying. This is cool, right? Different trails. Going this way, going that way. This one splits into 3 here, actually. So, yeah, so what do I miss about Vegas? I miss the changes. Remember I said that earlier? And what I like about the place is there's always something new, always something happening. And so right now, what's happening is construction still going on. Resorts World is going to be the newest, largest casino resort. And it's slated for opening, I guess, the end of this year. The MSG Sphere is still under construction. That's going to be an amazing structure. Music hall where you can listen to music and have it sent to you omnidirectionally, which is just amazing when you think about it. And of course, what's also opened is the Circa on Fremont Street, which is really cool when you think about it, because not many places are opening in the middle of a pandemic. But Circa is opened, partially anyway, and it just sounds amazing, and I really want to see it, but I can't because I'm stuck here. So I thought about going down, and just to show how complicated it can be, I was ready to go, and then my Canadian government, which I won't get into politics on this video, but I'm not overly thrilled with my government and their policies. But their latest thing is that now if you want to go, you must get tested. You must get tested 72 hours before you hop in an airplane, or you will spread COVID throughout the world, and we will all die. So, okay, it doesn't sound like a big deal, but it's really not the most convenient thing to arrange, because I don't know how it works in Las Vegas for people who are not from there, who are being told it's mandatory testing. And I also understand it can be $200, $300, $400 a test in some countries anyway. I don't know what it costs down there. So that doesn't sound like fun, does it? You're trying to save some money. You've bought a condo so you don't have to pay hotel fees. Then you have to go down not only are you paying for the flight, but you're going to have to pay for testing. And who knows, maybe you guys are requiring us to have tests to come down there. So that has put a real kibosh on my plans. Some people said, why don't you rent? I don't really want to rent because, well, it's mine, right? I don't want other people in there. And you hear horror stories sometimes of people who rent and, the things that could happen. But that's not really the big issue for me. The big issue for me is I want to be there and I can't. Just a second, I have to call my dog. She's gone out of view. Can I come? There she comes. See, you can hear her breathing. See her running? That's her way of showing me that she's a good dog. Kelly, come and say hi. Say hi, duck. Okay, she says, I'm just checking in. I'm going back now. I've got some poo to smell. Anyway, so lots is still going on in Vegas, for those of you who don't know. We were just talking about how the MSG Sphere, the new music hall, 360 feet high. It's going to be incredible sound and light show experience. The outside of that hall is going to look like a giant globe, and it'll be covered in LED lights. So they will be able to display images of whatever on there in today's modern, high-tech, extremely clear imaging. So that's going to be cool. That's going to be down behind the Wynn off of the Strip. So it's not directly on the Strip, but you'll be able to see it from the airplane when you land, that's for sure. Anyway, so there's that. And as we were just talking about, the probably one of the coolest things is the opening of the newest casino called Circa on Fremont Street, which is just amazing. The pools, they have something called the Adult Swim, and it's like so many pools. It's 7 pools, giant video screens for watching sports and whatever, and it just looks like fun. And it's nice to see something being built, a new life being injected into Fremont, which has a tendency to look older, which it should, because it is. Look at these trees, have they fallen on across each other? One went this way, one went that way, and they've created this sort of roof. Though I still wouldn't want to camp out underneath it for fear of being squashed. But anyway, nice to see for Circa. That's owned by Derek Stevens, owner of the D, as well as a few other places down there. So that's pretty cool. And then Resorts World, which is just massive. An Asian-backed consortium are the financiers behind that, which kind of makes sense because they've decided to put on one of those massive screens, LED screens on the side of the building. And I guess it'll be the biggest screen, I'm going to guess, in North America. I'm sure you'll correct me if I'm wrong, but that's pretty cool too, isn't it? I just appreciate the fact that there's still faith in getting things open in Las Vegas. I guess there's no turning back for all of these people anyway, right? I mean, they've all spent so much money that they kind of have to continue and lose their investment, I guess. If you're wondering about Duck running and how she knows where to go, you might not be able to see it in the video, but she was actually following our old snowshoe trail. You can kind of see an indentation on either side of her tracks here. So that's how she knows where to go, because I was snowshoeing here the other day, and we just got some snow this morning that's conveniently filled in my tracks. So your snowshoes look like this. Once it's been done, if you haven't been snowshoeing, it becomes so much easier now to walk on this trail because it's been what I call blazed. Anyway, this is supposed to be just a leisurely talk today with you here on YouTube about Vegas and the pandemic and how it impacts everybody, right? I mean, I'm impacted as well because I live here in Canada and I want to be there. It doesn't mean I'm not going to go, though. I may end up just buying a package deal and staying at one of the resorts. Since I don't have a car to get to and from my condo. You see, that's the expense part again, right? So not only do I have to pay to get down there, now I'm going to pay an extra $200 to $400 for testing. Then Oh yeah, when I get back to Canada, it's mandatory 14 days quarantine. Forget the testing. Even if the test is negative, still have to do 14 days quarantine. Welcome to Nazi Canada. But anyway, we won't go there. I said I wouldn't get political. Just if you ever hear people say, oh, Canada's great. No, not necessarily. Anyway, not going there. So I'm not going to get political, right? But, oh shoot, I forgot what I was going to say now. Oh yeah, I might just stay at a casino resort or something and get my fix. And again, it's funny, I don't even gamble. I just like being there. It's fun. There's so much to see. So many interesting people. And it's just getting better all the time. And the changes, right? Like when I was there the last 2 years, I've been able to see the construction of that $2 billion stadium, right? Allegiant Stadium for the Las Vegas Raiders. It's actually very near where I live. And I thought, oh, that's going to be great. Then the pandemic struck. So here's my scenario. Last March, I remember the first cases were being diagnosed in Oregon. Remember Washington and Oregon? Then I think California started getting a few. There was no cases in Vegas in early March, I don't think it was. Or I think it was. And then all of a sudden, we get a lot of snow here, right? There was a case at a hospital just near where I was. And I thought, wow. It's funny, I can think back to the first case in Nevada. Now my understanding is, and again, you'll correct me if I'm wrong, but you know, there's thousands and thousands of cases, as well as deaths attributed to it. And again, without getting political, is it really, you know, that what's causing it? Or they're dying with COVID? Saw a really funny video once. Can you see that black dog? Here she comes again. I had to show off. Look at how good I am, master. I'm coming back to you when you call. Plus I have a hand signal. So she's coming to that. She knows I want to touch her, and then she can go. Go. Anyway, oh crap, I always lose my train of thought, don't I? Oh well, it's because I'm getting so excited thinking about going there. But oh yeah, I was talking about before too about so much to see and do. So we've talked about all the construction and that. And, you know, it's nice to see they're trying hard to come back. I know some of the casino resorts, the main hotel parts are closed from Sunday through to Thursday, and then they expand for the weekend. And I haven't heard much about violence lately. I know at the start of it, I guess maybe prices were so low. The story goes that they were attracting less than desirable elements. I guess socioeconomic elements, which kind of sounds unfair, but for people who normally wouldn't be able to afford to go to Vegas, the prices were so low. They were attracting all these very sketchy people who are going there and becoming incredibly violent, and problems and that. And, you know, that's the last thing a tourist resort area needs, right? Because I know I live in one here. To have people say, geez, I don't want to go to Vegas anymore. It's turned into a scum city. But it seems to be getting better because I'm not hearing as many reports now. But who knows, right? With social media, maybe it's being edited. But anyway, so talking about this. So yeah, I want to go back. I want to see how that stadium, that's what I was talking about, how now it's finished. I mean, I drove by it so many times. And personally, I love seeing things being constructed. So it was really cool to see how it was going. So when I return this time, it's going to be completely finished. And I think what I'll do is I'll do a video where I'm going to go show all those places that we're talking about here in this video. And, you know, we can say, oh yeah, that's what you were talking about. So anyway, incredible stadium. Good to see the Raiders played. You know, some controversy. Why are athletes allowed to play and we're not? But, anybody get the license plate of that? But, you know, the theory is, why are athletes, hockey players, football players allowed to play? And at first I was very angry and I agreed they shouldn't be allowed to. But then I changed my mind because I understand a lot of situations, you know, they're playing in a bubble, so they're making sure that they're being COVID safe. But also I understand that they are entertaining the masses. And when you think about it, if governments like mine here in Ontario, who have us under lockdown, stay-at-home orders for a month, if you can believe it. If we have to be cooped up, not everybody's as fortunate as me and can just step out their door and go snowshoeing, right? So I realized then that sporting events are a really nice respite, a nice break for them to be entertained while they're staying at home. With no sports, it would probably make it even worse. So now I'm for it. You can see my dog's got a little bit of energy for a 5-year-old. You'd think she'd be a little bit more easygoing. She doesn't pace herself though. And it's not easy running through that deep snow. Look at the distance between her jumps here. Good 1.5 meters. Good 3-4 feet. Anyway, yeah, so we're talking about sports. So I guess it's a good thing then that sports are happening for people who are shut in and stuck at home due to the pandemic. I know there's controversy going on in Nevada as well with the governor. A lot of his decisions. Oh, I'm getting political. I'm not one way or the other, actually, to be honest, so don't get mad at me. I'm just saying I have read online, though, that a lot of people in Las Vegas especially are not overly pleased with Governor Sisolak's decisions. So what I'm getting at is I guess it's good to know that's happening everywhere, not just here in Canada. But now can you tell we've kind of come almost full circle. We're getting close to where we started. But we're doing a giant loop here. Anyway, there's a balsam tree. Or cedar. Actually, that's a cedar. Sorry. Look how gnarled the bark is. See, I'm being a Canada boy now. But this tree is probably a lot older than it looks. Just like in Nevada, right? Conditions for growing are not the best. So a tree might look fairly young. But in reality, you know, it's been here 60, 70 years. Hey, duck. You don't have a lot of energy left. I think she's realized it's easier to run on the trail. See how her feet only sink a couple of inches on the trail here? But when she goes off trail with her 4-wheel drive, she sinks a lot more, and that's a lot more work. And whenever she's thirsty, she grabs a mouthful of snow. That's probably not good either. But anyway, starting to run out of power. Hope I haven't bored you to tears. I'm really hoping you're enjoying the scenery. And I know for me and Duck, we do the same thing when we're in Vegas. We go out to Red Rock and we go for hikes. And it's just interesting to compare the geography, you know. Like it can be cold, not like this kind of cold, but although we got snow there one day in 2018, I guess it was, right? And that was kind of cool. But anyway, or 2019, right? Early 2019. That snowfall that happened. So for us, that was like, oh no. Everybody else was like, wow, this is amazing. But, and the city shut down. We thought that was funny. Like the snow that you guys got in Vegas that morning in February, I think it was what, like 2 inches, 3 inches maybe? I mean, that fell here this morning. That's just a regular day for us, right? But then we don't get 118 degrees Fahrenheit summer times either. Though we get close to it. We get days where we're over 100 degrees here. So we have both extremes. But anyway, yeah, I just thought it'd be interesting to compare. People can see the difference between the snowy fields of snowy forests of Canada compared to the beautiful, the very dry and beautiful too, desert of Las Vegas area, the Mojave. But looking forward to getting back there. Really miss it. I think I've made that clear. I'm obviously following all the news down there. In fact, I get so homesick for Vegas that I downloaded the Fox 5 News app from Las Vegas. Those of you who don't know, that's a really young, cool crowd, mostly young, not that that matters, of newscasters, and they just make the news. They're so fun. Yet they handle the serious stories with dignity and respect, but they make it interesting. And so I realized I could download the app on my TV. So I can wake up in the morning and watch Fox 5 and see how there's traffic jams at the Durango Curve, which isn't too far from my place in Las Vegas. And it's just nice to hear and see the stories about what's going on in my second hometown, right? So thanks to the wonders of technology, we can do things like that. See, there's our trail again. So we'll probably end up doing about 2 kilometers today. Maybe just over a mile or something. I don't know what the difference is with you guys down there, but it's a good workout, good exercise. And here we are meeting up to our original trail, right? This was like that intersection. This is like, oh, did you get that license plate again? This is where the I-15 meets the 215 meets the, what is it, the spaghetti bowl you guys call it? That's so cool. Anyway, we're 20 minutes now, so thanks for joining me. Sorry it's not the most exciting VegasEh ever, and you're not seeing a lot of pictures of Vegas because I'm not there. But I just want you to know I'm still here. I haven't had the COVID. I haven't even been tested because I've been feeling okay, so knock wood, I am okay. But I just wanted to say thanks for joining me, and I will do some more videos if you're enjoying them. And I'm going to try and get more high tech, so hopefully the quality is better soon enough too. VegasEh.